Wisconsin faced Iowa, and Wisconsin was able to take it to the Hawkeyes. Fran McCaffrey was not having a good time with this one. Greg Gard was definitely having a good time with this one. Wisconsin, they're playing the way that Wisconsin plays, and they're doing a good job. And Iowa didn't really have a whole lot of answers for them. Iowa still had their good offense, but a little bit of defensive deficiencies that we've seen from Iowa this year ultimately led to the Wisconsin win. Gabriel, we'll go to you first. What were some of your thoughts on the Wisconsin win over Iowa?
Wisconsin is one of those teams that I wonder are and when I say good, I mean are you going to go on a Final Four run, or do you have that potential at least? That's what I mean by are you good? And what Wisconsin is one of those teams. They've been a little up and down for me to yet be completely sold on them. But what was nice about this Wisconsin, with this Wisconsin win was AJ Store. What a highlight reel he was when it was dunking, and then defensively, this Wisconsin team was really nice getting out in transition. And Chucky Hepburn, he has some fast hands. So I think Wisconsin will be in a lot of games, um, even in games that maybe they are outmanned, like if they were to have to play in Arizona again, for example. I think that they would fare better a second time. But Wisconsin really controlled this game, and they were the better team. One thing I want to say about Iowa is this is a fun team to watch, especially on defense. I love the different looks. Um, they're probably just a year away from being true contenders within this Big Ten, but they're still a fun team to watch. And I want to see how they continue to develop for throughout the rest of this season.
Yeah, great points. I think that Wisconsin would fare better in another game against Arizona. They know them a little bit more after that one, and obviously Arizona's athleticism is going to hurt them there. But yeah, no doubt, I enjoy watching Iowa every time I do. They always play fast-paced games, and it's fun seeing them move the ball and do the things that they do. And obviously, like I said, defense is always fun with Iowa. So seeing the way that works. Sonny, what were your thoughts on the Wisconsin win over Iowa?
Just to piggyback on your guys' thoughts, like, how funny is it that the Iowa football team is known for zero offense and all defense, and then their basketball team is just the complete opposite? It's just run, 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 score, 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 playing very little defense. Iowa's obviously, I think, the 0-3 start to the conference, but if I recall, they finished 0-3 last year too. Fran's a decent coach. As Gabriel said, I think they're just kind of in a rebuilding phase. Wisconsin's doing what Wisconsin does. They got one of the better coaches in the conference. AJ Storr, essentially he's going to be battling Marcus Damask for, best newcomer of the year in the conference. He's an interesting name for Illinois. He's a guy who we'd been targeting a couple of years back. So, it's nice to see him doing well. And, his emergence this year is kind of what's elevated Wisconsin from a middle pack Big Ten team to one that's going to be, contending for the top couple seeds in the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I think AJ Storr was one of the best additions to this Wisconsin team to bring them to what they are today. And obviously, like I've talked about before, Chucky Hepburn being able to do what he's meant to do on this offense and for this team, that's huge as well. So we're really seeing a Wisconsin team that has been, what they needed to be in order to play basketball well together, and you don't really see some of the hiccups that you've seen with the injuries because guys are staying healthy, and it's a good thing to see for Wisconsin. Tricky, do you have any thoughts on the Wisconsin win over Iowa?
Yeah, just a few. One, the fact that Wisconsin had four guys with at least 14 points. 9 of the 10 players that they mixed in ended up with at least 4 or 5 points. So they're obviously deep. I thought their offense was great because normally I'm expecting more of a black and blue type performance from Wisconsin. But Iowa, they have a nepotism problem there in Iowa City. Kirk Ferentz took way too long to fire his punk son, and now Fran's got Patty out there 26 minutes and he puts up 5 points, but it's okay because that is the most complacent bunch of people I've ever seen. Good is good enough for Iowa. They never won anything other than wrestling titles. And so, they're not going to get their singlet in a bunch if their basketball team really doesn't amount to much, or if their football team gets blown out in a bowl game. It's a shame because they do have some decent players. Freeman played his heart out, but I expect nothing from Iowa. It's a heartless bunch, and they should fire their head football and basketball coach, in my opinion.
I was going to say, Tricky, you just have the prime opportunity to fire a bunch of people in the conference tonight. Not even your own Maryland coaches, but, other guys throughout the conference too. So if you have any more thoughts on guys to fire, please do let us know.
No, your seat should be getting warm, sir, as the host of this huddle.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. All right, I'll do my best to improve and make sure I don't lose my seat anytime soon. Yeah. Thanks for listening to the Big Ten Huddle. Please do like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If this was your first time listening, we are the Big Ten Huddle. We cover all things Big Ten football and basketball. We have a long episode every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, all at 9 o'clock. So come in, check us out, get in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. We would love to have you join us and learn more about the Big Ten.